Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. Hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in, tapping in with us real quick. All right. So, breaking news as of yesterday. The Washington Mystics have signed a new player, Madison Scott. Madison Scott is a good addition to the team. She fills a role that I believe the team desperately needs. So let's give you a breakdown about Madison Scott. So Madison Scott is a 6'1" forward from Ole Miss, right? And she was recently drafted in the first round of the 2025 draft. However, she didn't make the team she was drafted to. She was originally drafted to the Dallas Wings, and they didn't feel that she fit a need for the team. So now let's talk about a little bit about her background, and then we're going to get into the player comps. All right. So one thing about Madison Scott, again, she's 6'1", she's lanky, she's tall, she's athletic, and on top of being athletic, she's fast for her size, right? And she can hit a mid-range jump shot with ease. When you look at her, she looks like the frame of a DeWanna Bonner, which is not as tall. But we'll dig into that. All right. So a little history about Madison Scott. Madison Scott is a DMV product. So she is out of Maryland, right? Not far, pretty much. Let's say maybe 25, 30 minutes from where the Washington Mystics play at, right? So she grew up in Indian Head, Maryland, and with her dynamic skills as a young player, she ended up at one of the powerhouse private schools in Maryland, which is McNamara, right? So McNamara has definitely produced a lot of quality, great women's basketball players that have went to college. So now she gets to play at home. So the DMV is pulling up. They definitely tuning in to support, see what she do. And with the Washington Mystics being a little hurt right now, she was signed to a hardship contract for 7 days. So she got 7 days to put it on tape to see what she do. I think that she can contribute to what the Washington Mystics are doing, and we'll see if she can be factored into the equation for 2026. But if not, she can put some quality ball on tape, and there are a lot of new opportunities that are coming. Maybe, she can get on somewhere else. But let's see what she does. And again, Madison was brought onto the team due to injuries to several players. So again, Shakira Austin is out with a leg injury. She's been out for several games. JC Sheldon recently hurt her ankle. And so she'll be out. And then, of course, we already know Georgia Amore has been out all season with an ACL injury. So Shakira Austin will not be playing tonight. JC Sheldon will not be playing tonight. And Georgia Amore, of course, will not be playing tonight. So we had to make a move because we were down bodies, right? So let's talk about what she did in college, because she was a dynamic player in college. Let's see here. Hold on one second. All right. So Madison Scott was a 5-year college basketball player. So she came in during COVID, and anyone that came in during COVID was awarded additional years. So she maximized it. So she's had continued improvement in production. Over her career in college, she averaged 11 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, shot the ball extremely well, 68%. Yeah. Definitely can improve on the 3-point shooting, but I don't see her being a 3-point need for us. I think she going to have a specific role, but we'll talk about that. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack this. She shot 68% from the free throw line. Let me correct myself. All right. From the field, she shot 49%. That's still a good field goal percentage. All right. And let's see here. By shooting just under 50%, that's a good stat line for a shooter. But I don't really see her being a shooter here unless it's out of necessity. We got shooters. We got people that's their job to do that. But I think that if she has actually, improved her game since college, because we really haven't seen her. She has actually been playing in a lot of leagues and even overseas. So we'll see how that all factors in. So rebounding, that's a consistent strength. And she's able to get other people involved. And guess what? She's a rim runner. She's very fast for her size. So I think that she's going to put a lot of strain on opposite defenses, especially when it comes to playing the Indiana Fever tonight. If she's able to get in the game and contribute, I think that she's going to be an asset tonight because she's able to put pressure on opposing teams, bigs. And then on top of that, Indiana likes to run. I mean, they get out and fly. We'll at least have somebody that can fly with them. So let's see what happens. All right. So now let's talk about these player comps. Who does Madison Scott actually compare to? Uncle Weeze, thank you for tuning in. Like always, we appreciate the update as always. Hey, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we got to drop this content, let y'all know what's popping, right? All right, so let's get back to it. WNBA comparisons. They compare her to Alicia Clark with the early years. Two-way wing with strong defensive instincts, undersized forward who defends multiple positions, solid cutter, spot-up shooter when needed, high IQ player on both ends, right? When it comes to Madison, we already said that she's a rim runner. She can get to it. She's also a great defender. She can defend positions 2 through 4 with ease, right? But depending on the lineup, she can also defend a 5. So if you got a stretch 5, and she's great when it comes to switching, right? The one thing about playing with Ole Miss, you have to be a solid defender. You have to buy in to wanting to stop somebody. So that's a definite need for us, especially since we are going to be playing against players that like to run and that have size. So we have somebody that can kind of balance that out, right? All right. So another comparison is Dejanay Carrington, right? Tough physical perimeter defender, energetic and scrappy, active rebounder with size. Similar offensive limitations earlier in her career, but improving as a slasher, right? So if she can play anything close to Dejanay Carrington, we got to win her. We got to win her. we also have a comparison to a player that's on the Washington Mystics right now, Shakira Austin, right? Shakira Austin is a former Ole Miss basketball player. So they're intertwined in so many different levels, right? They're intertwined from college years, also from being a DMV native. All these things intertwine and go together. All right. So let's talk about some NBA comparisons for the NBA, for the people that's just coming into the WNBA that need some additional ways to compare. All right, so we got Herb Jones out of the New Orleans Pelicans, elite defender with positional versatility, not too flashy when it comes to the offensive game, and does all the little things well. They both have wiry, athletic builds and length, right? And then you also have Andre Iguodala, right? Andre Iguodala, role player for years, right? Able to do a lot of great things well, and could be a starter, could have been a starter on pretty much every team for the most part, right? But is able to dial back their game enough to help the team do a specific role, right? So Andre Iguodala is a low usage, high impact defender and contributor, right? So we'll see what this comes and how this translates to our Washington Mystics. But everything we're saying, these are needs of the team. We need an athletic length player with length to be able to get out and run and right and to be able to contribute defensively, because we get eaten up by the small forwards in the WNBA. So we're ecstatic that we got a defender that could come in, able to switch from 2 to 4 easily, and can actually guard ones too, because she's so fast. I was recently watching some video of when Ole Miss took on USC last year, and I was so surprised to see, and actually happy to see, how she matched up against fours, right? So just in case you are not aware, right? USC is the college team of our Kiki Irving, right? So there was a lot of times where both of those players were matched up. And the one thing that we like about Kiki is, for her size, she has very good feet, athletic, and can run. Madison Scott is probably like 3 or 4 times faster. Yeah. So there were times where Madison Scott would drive to the rack and Kiki was checking her, and Kiki couldn't keep up. You know, it was a sure enough challenge, right? So to have a player that's that tall and have that ability, I think that's going to be great for us. A high motor. She got a hustler type of mentality when it comes to playing basketball. And she has a lot of intangibles that impact winning. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to see how that translates. As she got 7 days to prove it. She got 7 days to do it. And I think that she's going to really, really, really show some people what she got. I really do. And of course, and she's home cooking, I'm ecstatic to see what Madison Scott does. Ecstatic. All right. So again, Madison Scott has been signed to a 7-day contract with the Washington Mystics. Madison Scott, you got 7 days to show us what you got. Show the squad what you could do. Because guess what? There could be room for you. You know what I mean? So I really think that when you have a lineup where you have Sugg Sutton, you have a lineup with Kiki, Sonia Citron, then you can also bring in Emily Inksler, right? And you can throw in there Madison Scott. I think that's a solid defensive team. I think that's a solid defensive team. So yeah, let's see what happens. Because we're going to have to play some serious defense. We're gonna have to run like we ain't never run before against Indy, because they get out and go. They fly. So we are ecstatic to see. We're excited to see what's going to happen. So let's go Washington Mystics. Let's go Madison Scott. Let's see what we can do all the way up in Indy against the Fever. Yeah, let's show them what we got. All right, folks. We'll be right back at you because we play Indy tonight, 7:30. So we have a recap video for you. So make sure you tune in and check in. Y'all take it easy. We out of here. Oh, before we go, make sure you follow the FanWire Podcast on social media, Twitter, X, all that good stuff. And the great benefactor, hey, we appreciate you for tuning in, Mike. You're always a faithful watcher. We appreciate you. All right. If you want to donate, hey, you can do that too. Make a donation. And one more thing here. Let's see here. Yeah. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, it's your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast. We appreciate you tuning in because, hey, we talk about the Washington Mystics all the time. Tune in. Out of here.